Welcome to my mega, massive, ridiculous Alice in Wonderland adult coloring book collection video. I must have more Alice in Wonderland books than anybody in the world because I didn't even realize how many until I started going through all my stash and pulling them out, and it's kind of embarrassing, and I even think there might be some missing. So I'm going to show them all to you. I'm really excited. There might be a few I want to scale down, and I'm going to pick two that I can start working on because I want at least 2 full completed Alice in Wonderland books. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe and check me out on Facebook. You can check out my Facebook page or join our community group, which is the Coloring Oasis Adult Coloring Community is the official name of my group. All right, so let's get started. I don't even know where to begin, so I'm just going to jump in. I will admit I have one of those very annoying habits of having to be a book completionist, an art supply book completionist as well. I can't just have the small sets, I have to have the full sets. But if you have any Alice in Wonderland books you don't see here, could you please let me know, because I'm gonna have to pick it up because I'm a weirdo. Okay, I want to start with this mini one. This is called Coloring the Classics. It's a series of little books. Alice in Wonderland coloring book. This was sent to me by a girlfriend. It's very basic and little. It's a little bigger than a postcard. And it's kind of cute. I think it's meant more for, obviously we don't need the titles of what they are, but I think maybe it's meant more for supporting learning about characters in the Alice series, but they're really very well done. So I do really like it, I have to admit. Haven't had it for very long. You may want to get out a pen and pencil to jot down any you want to go look up or grab after. I'm going to link every single book here, assuming it's still available, in the details section below of this video, where you can find it at the best possible price. What I have noticed with some of these older books is you might have 2 or 3 different sellers selling it secondhand or whatever, and they're all different prices. And so when I release my videos, I search for the lowest possible price, and that's the link I tend to share for you guys. All right, so you can see very basic and simple, cute, kind of a nice stocking stuffer kind of a thing. All right, let's look at some unusual books. This is by Nora. It's Alice in Colorland. I love the book. Paper is not the greatest. I recently did a review, a coloring book haul review of some of Nora's other books. There's like a Gothic Dolls, a Lolita book, and one other one where I was talking about how bad the paper was in those. The paper in this one is a little better. It doesn't curl like in those other books. So I feel like she did make the, assuming it's a she and it's Nora, not a company, this one's better, right? Because look how solid the black is. On a few of her other books, it's that faded black and the pages curl because it's that tissuey paper that you have in like 4-year-old coloring books. But this one is not like that, and it's very unique. I really do like it. I have not colored in it yet, but you know, with my Alice books, I like to just look at them sometimes. I'm a huge Lewis Carroll fan. This will be a long video, y'all, so you might want to grab some snacks, some cocoa or coffee or tea, some brownies, some cookies, some grapes and cheese, and get a pen and paper, and we will be looking at tons of Alice books in the next probably hour. The thing is, when I go too fast to try to make the videos shorter for y'all, people are like, "You're going too fast." But if I go too slow, the video is really long. Oh, I love it. Look at the little bunnies and the teapot and all the stuff in the jar with her. This is on the top of I'm going to sort as I'm flipping through them, which are my top favorites. This is pretty close. It almost has an edge of Lolita steampunk to it, but not entirely. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Painting the roses red. Those don't look like roses. They look like carnations. Painting the roses red. Can't beat the Disney animated version. Imagination is the only weapon in the war against reality. Well, works for me when I... all of us colorists who like to color to escape the crummy situation going on in the world right now with certain people who are doing crazy things in the media who I can't name. Mad hair. We're all mad. Bleh. We are all mad here. Yes, indeed. Especially for buying so many coloring books. Me in particular. Here she is, all shrunk miniature version. This is a very affordable book. The link I found, it was probably $7, I think. I don't remember. I've had this one though for a while. I haven't cracked the spine on these because I haven't colored in them yet. Oops, I skipped one. Alexa, cancel. I can't go back to yesterday because I was a different person then. I would say the quotes are unnecessary. I love the Alice in Colorland title, but the other two quotes on those 2 pages were unnecessary. This was that page. So this is going to be separated as a possible favorite. All right. Let's look at another one by her that I just picked up recently. I can't say that I like it as much, and I'm going to show you the difference between the books. This is also Nora. This is her Chibi Alice in Colorland. Completely different quality and style. This is the cheaper paper because we got the faded black background, the printing stripe issue, which could just be my copy. I don't know. And the paper is darker and it's thinner and it does do that curling thing. That's the difference. She chose better paper, obviously, for her Alice book, knowing it would be more popular. This is the paper you have in most of her books that I reviewed in that other video, which I just hate. It's too bad because her stuff is super cute. It really is. It's like that children's, and I mean children, like if you go and buy, I don't even know, maybe these days, all children's books are even printed on better paper on Amazon. But like when I was a kid, they had all those coloring books that had that gray tint, newspaper, like that's so thin, that's why it curls. But anyway, it's too bad because her pictures are so cute. And I think she really needs to sell the books digitally as downloads on Etsy so people can use their own paper because her stuff is adorable. It really is. I might not keep this one. This is one I just got because the paper I can't do. The only other option is to, if you buy it, try to copy it onto your printer, which is hard because you get the shadow of the crease. I tried that in my other video I showed you. Or you can try to photograph it and print it, I guess, which is only legal if you own the book, just so you know. I mean, it's cute, right? I love her chibis. I can't even stand looking at this curled chibi tissue paper feet on the other side. Ugh. And the standard Amazon paper is like I said, like a 5-course meal compared to this paper. Let's just be honest. Yeah, I'll flip this one a little faster, but you can see the difference in her 2 books. So I definitely would go with the other one. I like her Tweedledee and Tweedledum are girls. But you see, she's got potential. She's just going for the cheapy paper to make the books cheaper, to make more profit and sell more. But then again, less people buy them because the paper sucks. So if you want to succeed in the coloring book world, you have to upgrade to at least a little bit better paper. That's just my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. Okay, next. This is an interesting one I recently got as well. 3D Coloring Adventure, 30 Coloring Adventures by Wonder Printables, Simply Coloring Alice in Wonderland. I like the pictures a lot. They all have little glips of quotes from the book, which I don't love. However, the style of the art almost makes it worth it. It's kind of comic book style. And it's different. It's kind of surreal, like surrealism. I just feel as if leaving out the quotes would have been better. And again, these are always just my interpretations and opinions, not fact, most of the time. I mean, I really like the pictures. I kind of feel like it's almost like vintagey style. And the story, of course, is amazing if you read the actual book, but I don't need glimpses of that in my coloring book. I'm just saying. Who are you? I love the giganticness of the queen compared to her in this one. I love the wood scenes. I think colored, it'll look really nice. It'll be like, if you imagine the whole book colored with little cool quips from the book, I think that would apply to Alice fans, which I am. It's just hard to visualize until it's done. Off with their heads. I don't remember this from the book. The love makes the world go round. All right. You're all pardoned. Does that sound familiar? You've been seeing anything in the news? Supreme Court. Everybody's pardoned. Full immunity. Do whatever you want. Get away with it. Yeah. Okay. Just a blanket. Everyone's pardoned. Just because of your existence. Now that I said that, I'm getting funny vibes of modern day, like a court scene. I can't really talk about, but yeah. Funny court scene we would like to have happen. You're not okay. Yeah, so I do like it. I am keeping this book. It's different. So differently quirky. Where did I put my favorite? Oh yeah. All right, so love this one. It's different. It's really different to where, like, I wasn't sure at first. This is by Cassina Spirina, Alice's Whimsical Journey in Wonderland. Julia Rivers is the company, and Julia Rivers has some great books. This one is very different. It doesn't look like, you know, typical Alice stuff. And they're kind of done, some of them like this circular-y mandala style in the center. She's in a bottle here. It's very imaginative. Like, she's upside down here. Her feet are sticking up. This is just like an alternative view of the nonsensical world. This is like the Tim Burton world of Alice, which was a real thing, I guess, right? Didn't he do the one with Johnny Depp? Everyone's a little psychotic in it. Different, but sweet. I would love to see some of these colored. King and Queen, Mad Hatter. Oops, I put it. Last one. Yeah, so different. I mean, it's not my favorite style, but I like a variety, and I do really like. You can visualize how it would look colored, right, by like looking at this cover here. Okie dokie. So next I have dropping books. No. All right. This is an I'm not sure what to think by Max Brenner, Alice in Wonderland. This is likely an AI book. Now, not every AI book is bad. Some are gorgeous. AI is technology. A lot of art is created with technology these days. And a lot of artists will start with AI, then put it into Adobe Illustrator and alter it from there, put in their own touches, change it. Sometimes they use Canva, which is a to make their images. This book, though, is not one of the better AI ones I've seen because, yes, the black lines are too thick on some. However, you can white Posca pen over that and then put your color over it. But they're not all, because I love the soft grayscale. This is really a realism Alice book. I just wanted to put this out there for people who like more kind of variety and something really different. I have a couple of AI books. I would say if I were to purchase a lot of 10 potentially AI style art books, and I don't want to say they're all bad because that's the new wave we're in with our modern technology, you know. I've seen some gorgeous AI photos and coloring pages. Like this is really pretty. Like I really do like this one. Anyway, let's say I were to buy 10 potentially AI backgrounded, you know, books. This one's really awesome too. I would say I probably would keep 2 out of 10. Like I love this steampunk looking one, and once you get the color in, if you use dark colors, that black line is not going to even mean anything. Of course, it stands out when you're on white paper, right? But yeah, I'd say 8 out of 10 on average might be amazing, with 2, maybe 3 so-so, and the rest just total garbage. Yeah, that's someone's might want to cut down on the petit fours. So this one would look really awesome with alcohol markers. So yeah, I have kept some AI books too, just because I love 5 pictures, even if I don't like the others. This is one that I decided to keep because I do really like some of the images. And I have seen how they can look when they're colored. So, I don't know. It's hit and miss. You do see some that are like this medieval night girl. I love that. Doesn't really fit into Alice though. So, it's kind of weird. Beautiful portraits. Psychotic bunnies. This one is really well done with the bottles, I think. This one, I can see this would look brilliant with poppingly bright red and green dragon and that beautiful turquoise blue dress and white and yellow hair. I think it would look gorgeous. I might just actually do it just to kind of show you guys. Whoa. That is very realistic. Creepy. Whoa. Nope. Pass. I actually haven't seen that one. Some of the kitties I'm not into. This one, no, because see, this is an example of a poorly done AI one. You have the character. The head looks unnaturally put on if you look at it. The face is smaller than the proportion to the body. It's turned abnormally in a way that the shoulder isn't also turned with it. So that would be one example of a poor AI photo. But they're not all like that, you know? And it's just, I think AI as a technology is so new that the artists, the creative people making coloring books with AI, it is an art that has to be learned and practiced. And this is very good. I like this a lot. It would look amazing when it's colored. it's a technology to learn to do great art on. And you don't just do AI and print. It's not like that. You make some AI ones, and then you have to fine tune them. You have to put them into a graphic editing platform. Usually it's like Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator. And you have to change it, move things around, add things, add your own shading and color tones. You know, this is really pretty. It takes a skill. Now, the black lines, again, these are thinner black lines, which are better than those thick ones. And in fact, I would just wipe those out, or you wouldn't even really notice it if you use like a blue that's like this shade. So that one's just plain weird. That one, oh man, that just gives me nightmares, man. All right, okay, so that is this Max Brenner. I think there's about 10 pictures I would like to do in here, so I kept it for that purpose. All right. Next, let's look at Creative Haven's Alice in Wonderland Designs by Marty Noble. As you know, Marty Noble does very famous books, a lot of seasonal books, a lot of mermaid books for Creative Haven. I think they look gorgeous colored. I've seen a few people color them. The downside is there's a lot of details on the frames of these pictures, which you have to have patience for. All right, so I really enjoy looking at this one. I'm not so much into these detailed frames. That's why I haven't colored in it yet. Alexa, cancel. It keeps reminding me I need to go switch my laundry. I'm already aware. Thank you very much. Ooh, I do like this one. I just don't know that all this stuff on the sides is necessary. This one's very pretty. Love this one with the tall head, but a lot of zendoodly stuff on the sides. Okay, I can't keep getting those side ones on camera very well. It's very like mature art. I really like that one. We haven't gotten to some of my faves yet. These are my sort of so-so ones. Ah! Love the one with the deer. Oh, here's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. See, that does look gorgeous though. Look at it. It would look really, they look so pretty when they're done though. I just don't know if I have the patience. All right. Here's an interesting one. This is by Julia Rivers. Again, this is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. A little bit up my alley more than the kind of quirky, whimsical one. It does have that single-sided black background. Mine is quite a bit older, so I don't know. It might be being printed a little better now with more solid black paper. I have a feeling that this one might be available as an Etsy one. I'm gonna have to look. Seems familiar, which would be better because you get better paper, of course. The older ones have the more crummier, like the lowest level Amazon paper. I think because it was before adult coloring was such a thing. And now, in the last maybe 2 years, there's a standard Amazon paper, which is so-so, which works really well for pencils. Like all the ones that Deborah Muller books are on, etc. There's ones a little above, like in the Janet Bassford books. mythographic books, etc. Then they don't use so much of this older, like, kids paper anymore, the one that curls. But I love this book. I really just wish it was on paper. Like, even the standard Amazon paper. This is like the old stuff that was used from the old coloring books. Isn't that amazing? Look at the teapot in the tree. I love that. Look at that entire tea party scene. That one's really neat. I'd forgotten. I love that one. Very creative. Ooh, I love this one. And she is waking up. So that's it in Julia Rivers. Now, Forrest Diver did an amazing book in the Grimm's book with excellent paper that I'm working on, that I'm going to be doing full color alongs throughout the book in my new Patreon account, which will have a whole library of full color alongs and a select dozen books that are really popular books and nice books, so keep an eye out for that. All right, next we have this one, which is by Abigail Larson. Alice says Wonder-Filled Adventures, a curious coloring book for adults. It's got a little bent, darn it. How'd that happen? I've gotten smash it on my page. This one is very unique. It's very Jasmine Beckett Griffith style. Speaking of that, where is my Alice in Wonderland Jasmine Beckett Griffith book? Because it's not in this pile. Thanks for reminding myself that I need to go look for it. And it does have some of those wallpapery themes here and there, but I believe you can use markers in this book or water. This is a good paper. It's a little thicker. It has a nice amount of smoothness and butteriness to it. Might be more like the mythographic paper. Some strange signs. I'm not a fan of anything wallpapery. I love that one. Don't really like the quotes or the wallpapers. I feel like those are just fillers when they do that. Love this one. Absolutely pointless to have those in here. Love that one. Spooky. Absolutely pointless. Same here. Same here. Just scale down, make a smaller book, and take out all the garbagey in between pages. Nobody cares. All right. Gorgeous. Love it. These are all line drawings, original art. As you can see, I'm just going to skip past the wallpaper pages. Those might be more like dividers, I guess, if you want to do marker stuff, I suppose. So this is obviously an alternative version of the concept of Alice. And also This is more on par with Through the Looking Glass than Alice in Wonderland. They're not the same. They're two different books by Lewis Carroll. Yeah, so I love this one. It's more fantasy based and it's definitely more unique. So this is quite the favorite here. All right, next I have by Emily Shen, Wonderland coloring book inspired by Alice's adventures. This was an Etsy book, but when I was looking, I saw it on Amazon. When I got it a long time ago, it was an Etsy book. Now I don't know if there was limited copies from secondhand seller, but I will link the one link that I can find below. Look at this, the giant rabbit. Isn't that neat? So this is the intro page. These are obviously double-sided, which is always like, you know, like a Thomas Law comic book. You have to keep that in mind with your coloring. This book is beautiful and very unique. I love this one with the candy. Oh my goodness. Coffee, cupcakes, brunch, coffee shop. So it's kind of like a modern day Alice, I guess. Alice in the UK. Jams and scones and tea time. This is a little bit of glimpse of story. Beautiful. Kind of Joanna Basford style. Look at that tea party scene. Oh gosh, that's really pretty. Definitely a book worth having. These might be up on the close to the top list of faves. I'm making that a separate pile at the moment. All right, next I have okay, I have this little one. I got this at a bookstore in Salt Lake City on vacation one year. 50 removable coloring plates, classic coloring Alice in Wonderland with all of the original illustrations from the original novel put out by Lewis Carroll in the 1800s. So that's very vintagey style with that kind of line art that kind of like Karolina Kubikowska uses. I do really love this one. I thought about adding this to my bucket list books. But I have a bigger one that has some of these vintage illustrations in it as well. So we'll get to that. Very vintagey style. say it, but I do have to say, I saw a funny meme come across someone's Facebook, a political meme that compared the Mad Hatter picture just like this, but put in someone's face who I can't mention. And then it said this under, where is it? Underneath it said, oh yeah, we're all mad here. It was hilarious. It was really funny. Funny. Queen of Hearts. I actually have an antique copy of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. That was from the second printing. I believe it's dated 18... Oh gosh. It was only like a year after the very first printing, the first batch came out, and I got it at an antique bookstore, an antique children's bookstore, in San Antonio, Texas. No, Austin, Texas, down on the strip of all the shops. And it was in a glass case with some other, like, Frank L. Baum, Wizard of Oz original copies, which I also bought one of those. And I have it. I wish I had brought it out to show you guys. If I can find it. I keep all of those in a locked case. So I don't know if I can access that here, but... And it's very well preserved. When I did my master's in literature, I did my thesis project on classic children's literature. And I had to read 100 classic children's books, novels primarily, because they didn't do many storybooks back then. And I designed and for college bachelor's program for literature students, a children's literature course in children's classics. That was my thesis project. I designed the curriculum for an entire class, including how to work in all those books. And I still would say out of all the ones I read and that I made into part of that curriculum for the literature students was Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland, because it's so amazing. If you read it, it's just so amazing. It's so well written. Anne of Green Gables was probably my other absolute favorite. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, now we're on to one of my absolute favorites that's on my bucket list, the Coloring Heavens Alice in Wonderland special. This is one I really love. It's too bad it's, you know, the magazine style, but I've always loved the art in this picture. It's beautiful, and it's, you know, there's different, I think, artists, right, that do these. But I just love every single page in here, which is why I chose this as one of the ones for my bucket list books. This is still available. It's on Etsy. I will link this below in case it's hard for anyone to find. You definitely have to use pencil in this book or on any of the Coloring Heaven books. Love the royalty. It's just a very graceful and elegant book. I just really like it. It's modern and talented. Lots of talented artists. I'm not sure how many artists did this one, but I enjoy it a great deal. This way forward, yonder that way. That's the dodo bird. Honestly, it's just beautiful. All the pictures are beautiful. And there is that kind of Victoria home magazine feel to it. You know, it's like a cross between modern art and a Victorian time period. I don't know. It's just unique. Really pretty. And I love it. So this is one of my bucket lists. I'm not sure if it's my top, but it's one of my top few. Here's my other bucket list one, which of course is by Fabiana Attanasio, Alice in Wonderland. Which has the big fold-out poster inside it. Some story in here, but this one, of course, is beautiful, like all the Fabiana books. Of course, it's the double-page spread, so you have to think more about things bleeding through, but such a just blessed artist with skill. So amazing. Gosh, this is really tying with with that last one as a first. This is also one of my bucket list books. So those two are my bucket list books, but there's one more that might go on my bucket list, but I'm not sure yet. Cheshire Cat. This is one of my favorite spreads right here. Tea Party, Painting the Roses Red. The King and Queen is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Yeah. One of them, actually, I already know I lied. There's a third one already on my bucket list that I've already started coloring. It's this Charles Centauri picture book. It's out in the other room. That's why I didn't think of it. I'll have to grab that. All right, so this is obviously one of my faves. It has the giant poster, which I've never even looked at. I don't even know how to do that on camera. Okay, let's see what's next. Here's another one that could be a favorite. Alice in Wonderland by Olga Goloshinka. Very unique one. These ones all kind of come in this sort of circle of life round center. It's a big A4 size book. And they're beautiful, they're whimsical. I'm crazy about them. And generally I don't like circle of life stuff because they're small and you have all this white space, but these are big because the book is big. It's a big book. So they really pop out on the page. It's not like the Matchstick Mouse ones or anything. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. When I got this, it was on sale. It was like $8. It was such a good deal. And this is a big book. I don't even know if it's still available, but I'll link it below if I find it by the time you see this video. If you don't see any of these books in the list, it means that I couldn't find it available. Very tropical, this one. And it has obviously a unique twist to the whole concept of Alice, which is what is neat because it's unique. Oh, that one's cute. His pig sticking his little head out of the circle. Isn't that adorable? Oh, I love it. Gosh, I definitely want to color this one. Not on my bucket list, but I want to color in it. There's so many books, you guys. I'm going to have to speed this up a little. My gosh, what is there, like 70, 60 pages in here? A lot of pictures. Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely love it. She's from Moscow, Russia. All right, here's another fave, Alice in Wonderland by Julia Spiri. This is one that just came out in the last couple years. I am working right now on the Julia Spiri Fairy Tale Fantasia book, doing full color alongs, one version in Prismacolor pencil and one version in Ohuhu marker, which I'll be putting on my channel as free color alongs. Isn't that gorgeous? I love her art because it's just so soft. It's soft. I love her art. Now, she does have an Etsy store with some pictures, but you can't get her full, all the individual pictures on there. Yeah, hassle to do this, to turn them. But I do love this book. I can't keep turning them like that. It slides off the camera. I get the idea though. That's cute. That's the front cover. Now wait, were these duplicates? Let me look again. So there might be two sets. So this is where the sets restart. So isn't that cute? Julia Spiri's Alice in Wonderland. I love her work. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely adore it. All right, here's another one that's on my top favorites, but I couldn't keep adding Alice books to my bucket list. This is the Jade Summer Alice in Wonderland. This has been sold out for a long time. It's very hard to find. If you have it already, you're lucky. If you don't, if you ever see one, grab it. You can put it on a search list on eBay and have it notify you if one ever pops up. Just like the Jade Summer Grimm's Fairy Tales. I love this book. It's, you know, I bought a whole coloring book lot on eBay just so I could get this book. And out of those like 30 books, I only liked like 3 of them. Oh well. Gotta do what you gotta do. You're a collector of coloring books, apparently. I wish they'd done a grayscale of this. That would have been beautiful. Oh, why is my watch dinging? That looks familiar. Are there 2 sets in here? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, 2 sets. Aren't they beautiful? Alice in Wonderland by Jade Summer. Can't go wrong. All right. This one is really nice. High quality coloring book. Alice in Wonderland. Says obviously by Lewis Carroll and John Tenniel, but who John Tenniel did the original illustrations and the original printing of the first book. So these are the, again, like the little postcard book I had, the original illustrations, line art, kind of vintage style, and put in this heavy, gorgeous book. And I don't know who put this together, because I think it was Korean or Japanese or something. I don't remember. So it's a lot of the same images in that small one I showed you. I think they're probably all the same. I feel like there's more of them though, so I don't know. But at least they're bigger, so easier to color, and there's more quotes and little paragraphs from the book. That was a very thick spine. This little wallpaper one is really gorgeous, actually. Lovely. I can't remember where I got this. It might have been from 70 East Books or Cool Craft Book. Amazon Japan. I don't remember, honestly. It's been a long time. Through the looking glass and what Alice found there. So it has the images from both books, Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. This was not in that smaller book we talked about, or that I showed you. This is all about the poem about the Jabberwocky. The Walrus and the Carpenter. Humpty Dumpty. The Lion and the Unicorn. It's my own invention. Really amazing art in here. Queen Alice. Yeah, so then you get, not in English, an explanation of some of the art plates. Beautiful, isn't it? I love it. All right. What's next? All right, here we go. This is a very interesting one. This is Alice in Wonderland coloring book. Beautiful gold foil on it, which is neat. I got this one in a lot, actually. It's a nice cardboard cover. Let's say who it's by. The only downside about it is it has these big words on the left, and that's in all the pages. You can color the words. They're like quotes, obviously, but it's a really pretty book. But I just don't like doing words, but I love the book. Isn't it interesting how so many versions of Alice, through the eyes, through the imagination and skill of the artist, can take so many different styles of how they see Alice, you know, in their mind. I really like this one. Like the frog footman. Look at that queen. Yikes. Oh, and the book has rounded ends. Isn't that cool? I don't know if you can see it, but they're rounded instead of pointy. It's really neat. I have the Painting the Roses red song stuck in my head. Painting the roses red, painting the roses red. From the Disney version. I don't know if I would color, if I would even bother with the ones on the left. I'm not sure I would. I do wish artists wouldn't put quotes in their coloring books. Ooh, I love this one. John Tenniel's original illustrations, which we just saw in the last book, but you see what I mean? The edges are rounded. Yeah, that's a really beautiful book. It lays really nice and flat. Okay. Next I have, of course, Deborah Muller's Gothic Tea Party, which is the artist edition, which came out this year, which is the nice paper you can buy on her Etsy store. You can also get it on the Amazon version for pencil. This one I use all my alcohol markers in. Any of her, I haven't done this one yet, but I've been doing Gothic Charm School, and the summer one I'm using all my oohoo's and they work beautifully. She also has Alice in Wonderland. And it's really a really neat book too. Probably skip the quote pages. There's some quotes in here, but at least she has them on separate pages, which that I like. It's gorgeous. I asked Deborah if she could put out Wicked and Gothic Christmas and the artist edition. She said she would, so I'm excited. Those are two of my favorite books of all time. That's hard to do them this way, but I'll just flip from the back. Beautiful. Beautiful book. Very well done, and I absolutely adore her new paper. Okay, I have only a couple left. This is the Escape to Wonderland coloring book by Good Wives and Warriors. I'm just going to flip from the back. It's taking forever. This one's very different. It's not really totally traditional Alice style. Very whimsical. Not one of my favorites. Don't know if I will keep this one. Okay, I have this one. I didn't do this one, did I? I don't think I did. This is the oversized, extra large, another one featuring the classic illustrations by John Tenniel, with of course more word quotes in it. This one has more white paper, and the images are bigger and semi-black background, which I really like. Some wallpapers in between. This one's really, I really like this one. This one's very different. Look at that. Running through the rose orchard. So this is a beautiful book. I was tempted to do this one too, my bucket list. I don't know, it's so hard. When I was trying to pick one version that had the John Tenniel illustrations, I was very torn. I'm still torn. Like, I keep going back and forth between this one, and then I just have, I think, one or two. Let me check. This is the last one. This is the beautiful Charles Santori, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland storybook, which is gorgeous. That is in my bucket list, and I have been working on this one. At least I started it. Barely. Sadly, mine has a little bit of curled edges. Don't know how that happened. But these are lovely pictures. Always by Charles Santori. He has the Night Before Christmas one. That's a storybook and coloring book as well, which I have. Oh, my ends got curled. Don't know what happened there. Started her dress. That's in the cast as far as I got so far. I was using luminance pencils. I have the Jasmine Beckett Griffith one. I can't find it. I've looked everywhere. I wonder if I sold it a long time ago and I don't remember. I can't find it. Highly concerning. This is probably one of my favorites. Well, I think you guys have seen everything. Don't forget to join my Facebook group. It's the Coloring Oasis Adult Coloring Community is the name of my group. And enter for any of your summer pictures or enter for future contests. Share any of your work. We'd love to see it. And if you have any other Alice books that I don't have, feel free to send me a picture of it too in my group because I will have to pick it up for my collection. Thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon on camera.